Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, I move the motion for the resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to the late Honourable Alupo Faith, woman representative, Palisa District, for her dedicated service to the Parliament, to the nation. It's moved under Rule 55 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, and it goes as follows. Whereas Parliament of Uganda received with grief the sad news of the demise of Honourable Alupo Faith, woman representative, Palisa District, which occurred on the 15th of September 2020 at Mulago Hospital. And whereas aware that Honourable Alupo Faith joined Parliament in June 2018 and diligently served on the Appointments Committee and the Committee of Tourism on Tourism, Trade and Industry. Noting that prior to Honourable Alupo's Faith joining Parliament in 2018, she served as an electoral commission as a sub-county election officer, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and field interviewer, and worked as a field worker for the probation office in Machindi Division, positions she devotedly and diligently served. Appreciating that Honourable Alupo Faith was a humble, hard-working and a diligent legislator who was passionate about her work and ably represented and served the people of Palisa, now therefore be it resolved by Parliament as follows: that Parliament collectively conveys its deep condolence to the bereaved family, the people of Palisa District, and the entire country for the loss of a distinguished daughter of Uganda. That Parliament takes cognizance of the distinguished service rendered and the contribution made by Honourable Alupo Faith to the people of Palisa and Uganda as a whole. Mover, Right Honourable Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, Prime Minister and Leader of Government Business in Parliament. I'm representing him here. And by courtesy, Honourable Ochan Betty, Leader of the Opposition in Parliament. And also Honourable Baryayanga Andrew Aja, MUP Kavali, Municipality Representative of the Independents. I beg.
Is the motion seconded? Motion is seconded. Justify.
It is seconded by the Leader of the Opposition.
No, please. Yeah, justify. You cannot speak to the motion.
Okay. Madam Speaker, this is the justification for a motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to the late Honorable Alupo Faith, who has been a woman member of Parliament for Palisa District. Madam Speaker and the colleagues, we are yet again here in a sad mood to pay tribute to our fallen colleague, Honorable Alupo Faith, who passed away on Tuesday, 15th September 2020. This sad news has left the country and all of us in deep sorrow. Madam Speaker, in 2018, the government effected a split of Palisa District, creating Butembo District from part of its territory. The incumbent woman member of Parliament for the district, Agnes Amede, decided to remain as a representative of Butembo, leaving the position of Palisa women member of Parliament vacant. Honorable Alupo Faith won the by-election on the National Resistance Movement ticket and has been diligently representing the people of Palisa since her election in June 2018. She breathed her last on Tuesday morning from Lago Hospital, where she had been receiving treatment for high blood pressure and diabetes. Between 2007 and 2008, she began her first job as a field worker at the probation office in Machinde Division. From 2008 to 2009, she worked as a field interviewer at the Uganda Bureau of Statistics. From 2010 to 2011, she started work with Electoral Commission as a sub-county election officer, Palisa District. She joined Parliament as a district woman representative for Palisa from 2018 up to the time of her passing. The late Alupo Faith died at a time when we needed her most, at 36 years, and being a first timer in Parliament. There is a lot we expected from her. She was a good cadre of the National Resistance Movement philosophy, who was deployed on the committees of tourism, trade and industry, where she advanced the development of the entire country above her own interest, placing above self the well-being of the people that she and all of us represent in Parliament. The late Honorable Alupo Faith is applauded and will be missed by all of us. As dedicated in the scriptures, Hebrew 6:10, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people. She was indeed a reliable committed, respectable, dependable, dedicated, and a committed servant of Uganda. We shall surely miss her. Honorable Alupo Faith was born on the 9th October, that was Independence Day, in 1983. Completed her primary leaving examination at Palisa Girls Primary School in 1997. In 2001, Alupo attained her Uganda Certificate of Education at Pearl and Lisa College in 2003. She obtained a Uganda Advanced Certificate at Murijibai Madivani College, Wairaka. She completed her bachelor's degree in social works and social administration at Uganda Christian University, Mukono, in 2007. After 4 years, in 2011, she joined the Law Development Center, Kampala, and attained a certificate in law practice. Honorable Alupo Faith is survived by her husband and her two children. We extend our deep condolence and sympathies to the family, friends, constituency, and the country at large. May the Almighty God rest the soul of Honorable Alupo in eternal peace.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. Can I invite the Leader of Opposition?
Right Honorable Speaker, I'm up to second the motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to the late Honorable Faith Alupo. At the age of 37 only, the cruel hand of death has robbed us of young leader who represented her people in this Parliament. As a social scientist, Honorable Alupo was passionate about matters to do with women and children. The deceased legislator had been receiving treatment for blood pressure and diabetes during her admission at hospital. However, the cruel hand of death could not spare her life. Her sudden death is a big blow to the family and to the people of Palisa and Uganda at large, because she had clearly started embarking on various projects to help her constituents. To the family of the deceased, kindly accept our commiserations. We mourn with you. Honorable Alupo, your curtain has drawn. Your life on earth has ended. Our only prayer is for your family and friends to remain strong during this moment of trials. Honorable Alupo, fare thee well. May God rest her soul in peace.
Thank you very much, Honorable for Opposition. Can I invite Honorable Maria Yanga for the Independents?
Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Prime Minister, honorable members of Parliament, of this august House, the family of the late Honorable Arupo, the people of Palisa, on behalf of the people of Kabaale Municipality, the independent members of Parliament, and on my own behalf, I commiserate with all of you and the country at large on the passing of our dear colleague, Honorable Faith Arupo. Honorable Arupo's death came as a shock to me, and I believe to many others too. She was a young lady at only 36, 37 years of age. Indeed, Uganda has lost a resource in her as a legislator and a social worker. In her short time in Parliament, I understand she had embarked on various projects to help her constituents in Palisa. I wish to commend her for her noble service. She was committed to her party NRM and served diligently as a member on the Committee of Tourism, Trade and Industry. We can perhaps speak a leaf from her calm demeanor and diligence. Rest in peace, fallen colleague.
Thank you very much, the mover and the seconders. Honorable Arupo was on the Committee of Trade. Can I invite the Chair of the Committee on Trade to make his tribute?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Just as the mover of the motion and the seconders have said, we are going to miss Honorable Arupo. She has been a friendly person, calm, and willing to learn. I didn't know she was such a young person. I thought she was a little bit older than what I've just heard, 36 years old. On behalf of the Committee of Tourism, Trade and Industry, we are saddened by the death of Arupo. In fact, it took us long to believe that she had passed on. When she was seconded to the Committee of Tourism, Trade and Industry, she came and asked me if I could help her settle in and learn how to deliberate, first of all in the committee and on the floor of Parliament. So humbly that we accepted, and we managed to pass through the rules and part of the Constitution. And she was so happy. So then I wondered, why was she so happy? Then I began to inquire as to how she managed to come to Parliament. And she narrated to me her humble background. Unlike us who grew up here in town, Honorable Arupo grew up in Palisa, and she did not know much of what goes on around the rest of the country. So this was, when she came to Parliament, was as a shock to her, and she took it very humbly and thankful to the people of Palisa. She was learning, and she was quick to learn. She used to sit somewhere behind there around this COVID time, and she used to attend almost every session. Then one day I went to her and asked, why are you attending almost all sessions in the week around COVID time? Then she said, like many of the MPs who come from up country, is that when you come to town, to Kampala, to deliberate, you have to stay for some time. Even when it is urgent that you must go back to Palisa, because it's a long distance and you have to work on your car, work on the people you work with. And she said, I spend the whole week here, then I go back. So those days I'm here, I must attend Parliament, whether I'm on the list or not. And lastly, we talked to her, I talked to her around COVID time. And we wished each other so well that please, let's go for primaries. And we wish each other well. When we come back, we should come back successful. So little did I know that I will not find the person who wished me well, and I wished her well. So on behalf of the committee, we say, rest in peace. We shall miss you. This has been an active member both in the field, locally and abroad, and willing to learn, and simple, and working for the people of Palisa. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving us space, like the Committee of Tourism, Trade and Industry. We shall miss her. I hope we meet in heaven. Thank you, Right Speaker.
Thank you, honourable members. Honourable Namuyangu, let me start from this side. Namuyangu, Opendi, Macho, the predecessor, Amede, Jova, Honourable Veronica, Otieno, then I'll come this side. Oh, okay, I'll come like this. 3 minutes each, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. On behalf of the people of Chibuku and on behalf of the local government fraternity, I register my condolences to the people of Palisa, to the Parliament of Uganda, and to the people of Uganda for the loss of a younger legislator, a true African woman, very humble and true to her word. Honorable Arupo would maintain a smile even under difficult conditions. We are going to miss her. And this is a person who has been very, very loyal to the NRM party. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I remember when we were in Chankwanza as NRM, Honorable Arupo came. She was very heavy. She even started feeling the labor pains in Chankwanzi. But she was there to support the party, to learn more, without even looking at the condition she was in. The people of Paris are going to miss her. She's a person who has acted with a lot of humility. You would never see her conflicting with anybody. And we are going to miss her. Right Honorable Speaker, as a matter of concern, I have been in my constituency, and I noted Chibuku, we had initially 2 cases of COVID, but these were prisoners, young boys, who had been put in prison in another district. And after picking samples from them, they were released to come and mix with the community without getting the results out. Then after like a week, they mentioned that these boys were positive and instructed the DHO to come and look for them. One of the sources of the spread of COVID are inmates. And I believe as government we need to do something. But the other one is also the politics. Most of our people in the rural areas have not believed that COVID is with us. They want people to do rallies, they want to hug, they still even use their hands to, they think when they said no more shaking of hands, they left them now to continue. So it's a bit very, very risky. The burials, the way they are attended in the villages, is as if things are still normal. So we still have to do serious sensitization to the communities to fight the disease. Right Honorable Face has left a young family of 2 young children. I know we are paying tribute, but what do we do to support the family thereafter? This is something I will leave to everybody, but it's very, very prudent that we stand with the family, we support the family, especially the young children that have been left behind. May the good Lord rest her soul in peace and sustain the family.
Thank you. As I invite Honorable Pendi, I just want to inform the House, first, it's a difficult situation. Mr. Ochom is not able to attend this special sitting. He's under quarantine. But other relatives are here. I want to introduce Mr. Richard Omut. That's the uncle to Mr. Ochom. I want to introduce Ismail Omoding, the brother to Honorable Faith Alupo. I want to introduce Ms. Marion Chakua. Marion is the sister of Honorable, I think she has gone out. Then the young children, Emma Malinga, this is that one there. Israel Ochom, the other boy, they've gone out with their sister. So these are the children. Welcome them and commiserate with them. I think we shall take up what Honorable Namyangu has asked us to do. Let me invite Honorable Pendi, followed by Honorable Macho, and maybe in that order.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on my behalf and on behalf of the people of Tororo, I want to extend my condolences to the family, to the people of Palisa, and to this Parliament for the loss of one of us, the Honorable Faith Alupo. Right Honorable Speaker, when I received this message, it was just after our primaries. I was with a number of my agents, and then I started asking myself, because the first message that came through, Right Honorable Speaker, was that our colleague had succumbed to COVID-19. Something that I did not believe. I started asking myself, where did she get this from? Because I know Palisa as one of the low-risk districts. And if we are to go by the statistics that we have currently, it's still one of the districts with the lowest number of COVID cases within Bukedi region. I therefore wondered and said something could have gone wrong until I received the information about the high blood pressure and the diabetes that our colleague had. But Right Honorable Speaker, what again puzzled me or disturbed my mind, I was here with Honorable Faith just before we went for the primaries. I think the very last meeting we had here, we joked with her, with a number of colleagues, and I was telling her, are you telling me that I should prepare another mama kit? Just jokingly. And then she said, yes, go and prepare. But we talked over her situation, and then I said, I hope you go through the primaries successfully, because when you are in that state, heavy, it's sometimes not easy. I therefore want to really extend my condolences to the family. It's a very young family. The children are young. They may not even understand what is actually going on. And therefore we really need to pray for them, because I strongly believe after a certain time, these young children will start asking where their mother has gone. As of now, it may look normal and they think, as usual, she could have traveled and may be coming back. But Right Honorable Speaker, this leaves us who are living. One second, and
Please conclude.
Right Honourable Speaker, this is something that the Ministry of Health has often told us. We have the non-communicable diseases with us, and therefore a lot of care needs to be taken once you have these diseases. And specifically now that we have COVID, this is actually a high risk factor for those with the NCDs to take extra precaution. We don't know where she could have picked this from. We don't know whether it was, I don't know whether it was really COVID. But these conditions, the NCDs, are a high risk factor for COVID. To the people of Palisa, you've lost a very young, able legislator who still had, she was still full of life. And we still, although I heard she did not make it through the last NRM primaries, I strongly believe she had other plans and could still serve this country in other capacities. With those few remarks, I want to say that may the Lord grant the family strength and the people, the friends and relatives, so that they can overcome this grief. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Macho, 3 minutes, followed by the Honourable Nyebe, 3 minutes.
Right Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Busia Municipality, I would like to bring my condolences for my beloved sister. Faith Alupo was a great friend and who turned to be a sister at last. I want to thank the parents of Alupo that they gave birth of a daughter who had a character that is admired by everybody. The people of Palisa, I want to strengthen you and the family that you have lost a mother, a sister, and a friend of women and children. Many times, my sister would stand on the floor of Parliament. She would talk on issues concerning children and women. You have lost a mother as Palisa. And as a party NRM, I know we have lost a cadre. We last talked when we are all going for primaries. And she was saying, Macho, will you make it? I said, I'll try to make it, but you know what happens in our party sometimes. But however, God has called her at the time when the party wanted her more. Right Honourable Speaker and my colleagues, in Samia we believe the dead talk to God. I want to send my sister Faith Alupo to God, to tell God that she has gone, but still up to now, we have not got a ministerial statement related to COVID-19 in this country. My sister, secondly, I want to send you to tell God that the accountability of COVID-19 funds that were donated by Ugandans and friends of Uganda and international bodies has not been accounted in this country up to now. At the time when the quarantine center in Busia, Davani still lacks food, lacks even water and even sanitary towels for the women who are detained there. But Mr. Speaker, we used it detained there because quarantine centers in this country are like a torture chambers. Because we cannot have more than 20, 50 people at a quarantine center and they are given almost 100,000 to survive on for a full month. I therefore pray that as politics is running, leaders, we should think about our people. I remember my party chairman, President Museveni, said when it comes at such a time when COVID is spreading at a high rate, something will be done on politics. But we have been in this political dance for the last 2 months. It is very difficult to differentiate a rally and very difficult to implement SOPs on a political rally. And lastly, Madam Speaker, as leaders, people, as I summarize, but call upon government to be clear on death related to COVID-19. Because I listened attentively from the Right Honourable Prime Minister. In his statement, he never talked about the cause of the death of my sister Alupo. And me, I think it will be very clear for government to tell us what has killed our sister Alupo. And what has killed our sister Alupo should define why is his dear husband in the quarantine at such a time when he would have had words of encouragement from us legislators in this country. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Okay, Honorable Ahmed, I also want to inform the family and the House that there's a condolence message from the Government Chief Whip to the members of the family. On behalf of the Parliamentary Caucus, she has enclosed 1 million shillings. It will be given to the family. Honorable Ahmed, then Honorable Jova Kamateka, Honorable Veronica, Honorable Otieno, then we get Honorable Lucy Akelo on Zoom, then I come to Mili Mugeni, Asamo, and decide.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. On my own behalf and on the behalf of the people of Butevo and the parent district of Palisa, it is with shock that I learned about the death of Honorable Alupo, since we had not known that she was unwell. I first met Honorable Alupo in 2014 as one of the contestants for Woman Member of Parliament at a local church fundraising. I extended my greeting to her, and she replied with a smile and gentility. The smile and gentility defines her personality. No wonder when I opted to relocate to Butevo district, she became the people's preferred choice to become Woman Member of Parliament for Butevo district. Faith was that easy person, embodying a life that is simple, a heart free of malice. It is sad that we from the greater Palisa have lost her. Like many of us, she had ambition. She looked forward to being in the 11th Parliament. Her demise should be a lesson for all of us here about the fragility of human life. As we seek re-election, we should conduct ourselves in a manner that doesn't impede basic fundamentals of humanity, thus promoting human rights, peace, unity, and love of our neighbors. That is when we will be at peace and indeed win ourselves a place of rest in God's kingdom. On my own behalf and on behalf of the people of the Greater Palisa, I would like to convey our gratitude to Parliament and to government for the management of Faith as a patient and for the funeral arrangements. We thank you so much. May her soul rest in peace.
Thank you, Honorable Jova Kamateka, followed by Honorable Veronica Isala, Honorable Otieno, Lucy Akelo, then I move that side.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'd like, on behalf of the people of Mitoma and on my own behalf, to convey our sincere condolences to the family, to the people of Palisa, to this Parliament, and to the people of Uganda on the sudden demise of Honorable Faith. It is so sad that we did not know that she was so young. Looking at Faith's build and stature, you'd not think that she was this young. And so really, it is so sad. Neither did we know that she was sick at all. So, as my colleagues have said, the news was shocking. Honorable Faith was humble. Honorable Faith was graceful. She was the epitome of what a member of Parliament should be. She carried herself well. These days we are so short of examples. Maybe I should not say that, but our young people out there
really, coming from this campaign that we have just experienced. Our young people need role models like Faith, and I hope that they do care to observe such role models so that they can also grow up to be persons of responsibility and persons that carry themselves with grace. For me, she always addressed me as Canon, and she always wore that smile, this signature smile that we all see on these booklets. And so she will go down, for me, she will go down as that humble person, as that person that carried themselves with grace, and as a cheerful person, as an encourager. 1 or 2 years in Parliament, one is still grappling with the issues and procedures of Parliament, but Faith was a quick learner, and she had started indeed representing her people very well. And as colleagues have said, she was passionate about women and children's issues, so we met a lot in these forums outside Parliament, and really we will miss her so much. I would like to say to the family that in Jeremiah 29:11, God says, I alone.
Okay, please conclude.
Jeremiah 21:11, the word of God says that I, God, I alone knows the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. It is so sad seeing these young children, the baby especially, but if we commit ourselves to God, God will fulfill his plans for this family. With those, may God grant her eternal peace and comfort and strengthen the family through this difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Veronica Isada, then Honorable Otieno. Otieno will be followed by Honorable Akelo on Zoom, then I go to Mili Mugeni. I'm coming.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I support the motion to pay tribute, and I speak here first on my own behalf, secondly on behalf of the people of Kaberamaido County and District, and third, as I speak on behalf of the TESO Parliamentary Group, where I'm the Vice Chairperson. Madam Speaker, Faith Alupo was a member of the family of the TESO Parliamentary Group, although her original and geographical group was actually Bukedi region, but as a girl born an Etesot girl, she identified herself with the TESO Parliamentary Group. Madam Speaker, this is a very painful moment for TESO Parliamentary Group, for all of us members of Parliament, to lose such a young legislator. She is, like the Prime Minister has said, a loss to Uganda, a loss to the NRM party, but a loss to us who had a lot to share with us. As a member of TESO Parliamentary Group, Madam Speaker, Honorable Faith Alupo was a team player, very calm and really soft-spoken. She used to call me Honorable Mommy, and I have lost a honorable daughter. Madam Speaker, I really want to thank God for the short life of Faith and for giving her time to touch our lives, touch the lives of her family. Give us the 2 children that have survived her and her husband, and as a good example, because everybody here has said all the nice things about her. Madam Speaker, I want to bring in the TESO parliamentary group. We normally have a welfare group, and we have contributed 10 million as a contribution to help the family. Finally, I really want to thank you personally as the Speaker for making sure in this time that we are all running in different directions to make sure that we pay tribute to her on this day. And I want to ask and pray that the Almighty God rest her soul in eternal peace. Amen.
Thank you very much. Can I invite Honorable Otieno? Then Honorable Lucy Akero will come on Zoom, followed by Honorable Mbili Mogeni. I'm that side now. I've seen it.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Allow me, on behalf of the people of West Budama North, convey our heartfelt condolences first to the people of Palisa and to the bereaved young family that Honorable Lupo Faith has left behind. Right Honourable Speaker, we have lost a colleague and a mother, and I'm very sure, and I know, we all have a lot of pain in our hearts. And sometimes you are tempted to ask, why? Why at this time? Why us? Why is it that it is us, Parliament, to lose a colleague at this time? Madam Speaker, sometimes it's not very easy to answer such questions, but we only get comforted that Honorable Faith has only gone ahead of us. And probably she's going to prepare the way for us as a family. Honorable Faith meant a lot to the people of Palisa, and I go to share this with her during the NRM National Conference. I had to hitch a lift with the Honorable, a ride with the Honorable Alupo on my way from Nambole coming back, because I had parked my vehicle at Kireka. During that time there was a lot of commotion on the way. She gave me a lift. She just spotted me walking and she stopped. I did not stop her, she just stopped for me and asked, why are you walking? Let me take you. I told her my vehicle is parked somewhere. So let me take you to where your vehicle was. It was so courteous of her. We are not interacted so much. But the fact that she could have such a courtesy for a colleague tells a lot about the personality of Honorable Faith. In fact, I felt I was even inconveniencing her. She had other colleagues in the vehicle. She wanted to take them to their respective places, and she was still determined to take me to exactly the spot where my vehicle was parked. I said, Honorable, you've already done enough. I can move on from here. So colleagues, as Parliament, we have lost such a very courteous and a generous colleague.
Lucy Akelo on Zoom, and then Honorable Mili Mugeni, Honorable Samo Oroch Babadiri, think about it somewhere there. I'm coming like this. Bring in Honorable Akelo.
and our sister. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the people of Amuru, allow me to convey my deepest condolences to the family of the Honorable Alupo and the people of Palisa, but above all, the Parliament of Uganda. Madam Speaker, it is very sad to speak to such emotion because we have lost a very young, humble legislator. Madam Speaker, I also want to note that the Honorable Faith is actually my birthday mate. I am older than her, but we are both independent children or babies. And I'm praying hard to God that God will allow me to reach my birthday this year, and perhaps in a very special way I will sing it for her and with her, because I know she has left us in body, but in spirit she's with us. I'm also saddened, but at the same time happy, Madam Speaker, that I was up to. These children may be young, but I have faith in God that they will grow to become perhaps even the next legislators for Uganda. For the book, the Holy Book in James says, true religion is a religion that looks after the orphans and the widows. So the onus is on us who are present and alive to always support the family, not just the children, but also the father, their father, because I know he must be going through a very difficult time. Madam Speaker, I just want to share one experience I had with the Honorable Alupo. One time I was just discussing the challenges and some of the activities that I have in the constituency in Amuru. And then she walks in and says, oh, Honorable, what are you talking about? Then I said, I'm just talking about the groups that I'm training in my constituency. And she said, can you share more with me so that I also go and do in Palisa? I really want to come back and I must do more. It is unfortunate that we never got to share afterwards, and unfortunate also that she lost. But the most unfortunate bit of it is that she is gone and no more. Madam Speaker, I want to encourage us. I know this is a very difficult time, but I want to encourage us to stay strong, but above all, pray for these children. As a pro-life person, Madam Speaker, I am proud of Honorable Faith because she has promoted life. And God has, oftentimes some people are afraid to carry a pregnancy, especially when we are in, big offices. But she carried it with so much joy. She carried it with that signature smile on her face. With this, I want to pray that the good Lord may grant our sister eternal rest.
Thank you, Honorable Mugeni. Then I will invite Honorable Paul to support the hospital. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Kaleja and my own behalf, I would like to convey my condolence to the family and to the people of Palisa District for the loss of their woman member of Parliament. Madam Speaker, as a whip of Bukit Sub-Region, I was so saddened by the death of our colleague who is also a member of Bukit Sub-Region Parliamentary Group. Madam Speaker, like the members have spoken, for some of us who are so close to Honorable Alupo, we know the humility she had. When I was looking through the order of service, I found out that Honorable Alupo is the daughter of a reverend. And therefore, I flashed back in my mind and said, okay, the good background of this member of parliament comes right from the background of their family. Madam Speaker, Honorable Alupo has been a very strong supporter of NRM, not just because she came on the NRM ticket, but what she would speak about the party would make you admire what she believes in. And as NRM, we have lost a very strong cadre, and the people of Palisa have lost a very good legislator. I used to joke with Honorable Lupo so much. We used to converse in Rugwere, and when she wanted to go to the district, she would ask me, Honorable Mire Chinonchi Korentia, meaning, how should I do this? And she would put on a smile with a joke, with what? She was really down to earth. She used to learn more. She would consult where she thought she had no knowledge about whatever she wanted to do. Madam Speaker, when I heard the Honorable Prime Minister presenting, I felt so sad that so many mothers are dying of non-communicable diseases, especially when it comes to pregnancies. I remember we were condoling about another member of parliament who died of similar circumstances, the former woman member of parliament for Iganga district. And we passed a resolution here and said that we must put a lot of, capacity building on the health workers to sensitize Ugandans on these non-communicable diseases. And as members of parliament, since we have a lot of challenges, I'm seeing a lot of risk in the parliament of Uganda, that many of us are at risk of dying of such diseases. So, Madam Speaker, we should not just talk about these things, but put them in practice. Ugandans should also know that COVID is real. Thank you. Let me invite Honorable Polot, who is coordinating the funeral. Honorable Polot, where are you? And then after that, the Honorable Asamo, Orot, Babadiri, Obote is behind there. They are come like this. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues, for this opportunity to say a word of tribute to our fallen colleague. Madam Speaker, it's painful to be speaking here over the body of a young and promising leader, a humble and non-confrontational person. Madam Speaker, I have known Honorable Lupo for quite some time, and I've known her for her humility, her simple nature. I want to give an example. In 2015, when she approached me, it was December, asking for support. She wanted to contest for woman member of parliament for Palisa district. But I was open and frank to her. I told her, no, my sister, you have delayed because some people have already approached me. Why don't you wait? She told me, no, let me proceed. If it is my time, I will get it. But since you have already committed yourself to work with other people, I will respect your opinion. And she did it. So later, when the chance came for her, I was also available to work with her. Madam Speaker, Honorable Lupo, by her nature, was a nice person to work with. You will notice that in this house, many times we, the constituency members of parliament, knock heads with the district women representatives. But in my case, it never happened, and I knew it would never happen if Honorable Lupo continued to live and be the member of parliament for Palisa. So it gives us a lesson to learn from, that we need to put ourselves in a situation where we work with each other for a common goal and avoid conflicts. You know, I have heard Honorable Othieno say, maybe she has gone to prepare for us. But I'm very sure none of us is willing to follow immediately where she has prepared. But we can simply say it here. What I'm trying to say, it is a pain that you cannot understand. even when it could be true she was going to prepare for us, nobody believes. Just a moment, nobody believes that it is happiness there, and therefore we should join her very fast. I will conclude by appealing to all of us, where we can, let's do the little we can to support the young family. And to the government, thanks for what you have done so far. And to the Parliament and Madam Speaker under you, thanks for the support you have given. And when at any point we or the family come to you, please still allow us to disturb you here and there. I want to thank colleagues who have shown the support. Please thank you for the brotherly and sisterly response. May the good Lord rest her soul in eternal peace.
No, follow.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Wait a bit.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First, I wish to thank you for considering to bring our colleague here to pay her final respects as she lives for the Lord. It's also sad, Madam Speaker, to lose somebody who is a lady or a woman, because it's a woman who builds a nation. I've often told people that a woman can give birth even without a man, and that's how Jesus was born. But a man can never give birth if left alone, unless he is with a woman. Therefore, the loss we have met today is actually a big loss for our community. The people of Palisa, they have lost a lot. Madam Speaker, I'm the immediate neighbor to the Palisa district. Immediately you cross the swamp, you reach my constituency in Kanyumu. So we have a lot to share, both politically and socially. So when we heard about the death of Honorable Alupo, it was so sudden, and I was informed by my driver who was in the field. For me, I had not yet known until I consulted thoroughly, because first of all, the way he had told me was so scaring that it was COVID disease. So I told him that I can't suppress such a message until I confirm. So, Madam Speaker, it's a big loss to us. To the family, I want to wish you prosperity and never to lose hope, because death of a family member may not be the end of life. Other members, the children and others will grow up. Most of the people you see prosperous on the earth today, they started in a very hard background, in a very hard environment, and they made it up to where they are today. So, hope should never be lost, and we therefore pray for her soul to rest in eternal peace. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Asamo, to be followed by Honorable Babadiri, then Honorable Obote, then Honorable Koruo. I'm moving that side. Could someone bring Honorable Babadiri a bit forward? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to add my voice to thank you for accepting for us to pay tribute to the Honorable Faith Alupo. Right Honorable Speaker, this was a young lady who was always smiling. The first time I met her after her swearing in, she was with Honorable Opolot, and Honorable Opolot told her that I want you to get to know Honorable Asamo, and she'll always guide you where you think you have a problem. The first time, her salary delayed, and she was quiet. So I asked her, have you been paid? She said, no, I have not yet. They have not told me anything. So I told her, no, you can't sit here when you don't know that you're supposed to get your money. So I had to direct her to go to finance and ensure that her money was paid. But she was relaxed, and she didn't even bring that problem. So that one came, because I asked her, why are you not having a car, a new car? So she told me, no, these people have not yet paid me. They are giving me examples. Madam Speaker, the last time was the time we were voting for the cities here. I remember that day you were supposed to give her to raise an issue of national concern. So I meet her and I say, but the speaker has called you, where were you? She told me, Toto, I'd gone to eat. I said, next time you ask for an issue of national concern, you have to be in the house. Then she asked me, now what about these cities? What am I supposed to vote? So I told her that we are all supporting the what? The city status, because that's an issue of development. Said, okay, I need to consult. And that's how Alupo was. Madam Speaker, whereas we mourn this person, I am asking myself, when we come to Parliament when we are new, we get an induction. We are guided. But people who come in the middle there's very little induction done to them. So they tend to reserve themselves. You can imagine that we get to know that Honorable was in hospital when she's dead. Because I want to think that if there was that kind of induction, maybe she would have been free to inform members about her condition. But she never informed anybody. Because I know, Madam Speaker, you are this person who hears a person is sick as a member of Parliament, and you always try your level best to ensure that this person is rescued. Because Honorable Alupo had, whereas people talk of COVID, but she was someone having pressure. She had a pregnancy, because when I asked her that day, that why are you pregnant when you are going for a race? And me, I was monitoring all the people in the East. The day she failed, I called people in Palisa. I have my informers. They said, Honorable Alupo has lost. And I was like, this is terrible, because with the pressure, with the pregnancy, I think this was a terrible state. Whereas we can think of another thing. But I think if she had confided on somebody, I know with you, Right Honorable Speaker, you would have done something. And maybe would. To conclude, I beg you, I want to say that we have seen the small children. Honorable Muyango has begged here. Madam Speaker, maybe you will make a pronouncement. These children are young. They even don't know what is happening. We need to see how Parliament, as a Parliament, how we can give a hand to see that these children are supported. Because Alupo just came in 2018, I don't even think her pension account is okay. So maybe we need to pray for that. And I want to leave the family with Psalm 23, where the Lord is the shepherd. I know the children will grow and they will become useful people in this country. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I invite Honorable Badiri. But just to confirm what Honorable Asama said, I actually did not know that Honorable Alupo was sick. I was just informed that she had died. Then I said, but was she sick? I didn't know. Where did she die? In Entebbe? What was she doing in Entebbe? You know, I really got confused. But I was also told she had both hypertension and diabetes, and also the pregnancy. So it was a combination. Okay. Yes, Honorable Badiri.
Yes, hello. Madam Speaker, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, on behalf of people of Koboko and on my own behalf, I would like to convey my sincere condolences to the family of late Faith and the people of Palisa, also Parliament and Uganda at large. The death of Faith is very, very painful because she has died too young. At least if he saw something like 60 years, we would say maybe she has lived, but only 37. That is the beginning of her life. And it started very well by coming to Parliament. And the way she was representing people of Palisa, she had the future to do better things for Palisa, to do better things for Uganda. But it has been cut short. Secondly, the death is painful because she died when pregnant. She died with another person, at least she died alone. You can imagine being pregnant with the pressure and with the corona. You cannot survive. That's why our girl has left too young. Madam Speaker, I got to know Faith very well because she never passed me by. Each time I would pass, she would greet me. Then I would ask, who is that? Say, that is Faith Alupo. With the time, I was now
Just give her 1 minute. Give her 1 minute.
Yes. Okay. I'm really sorry for the parents and the relatives because we have lost her contribution to the family. And we pray that may the Lord rest her soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
Honorable Obote, followed by Honorable Koruo, Honorable Bintu Jalia, then that's Mukula, Dulu. Okay.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for granting us this opportunity to pay our last respects to our fallen colleague. On behalf of the people of Kalaki, whom I represent in this House, I would like to convey my condolences to the family of our bereaved colleague, Honorable Faith Alupo, and to the people of Palisa and to this Parliament. The death of any person is a tragedy. It's a tragedy to those who knew that person. It's a tragedy to those who were served by that person. And most certainly, it is more tragic when the person was as young as our colleague and with a promising future. I first learned of the death of our colleague from social media. I immediately called Honorable Jacob Opolot, and before I could say anything, he just told me, yes, it is true, it has happened. And it was indeed very saddening. Honorable Faith was a friend of everyone in this Parliament. Not once have I heard of anybody speaking negatively about her. Madam Speaker, I would only like to say one thing. I have said this before and I would like to say it again. In the course of my visits to the various parliaments, especially in Africa, and particularly in Zambia, we were taken into a room that has a gallery, and we asked about the gallery. We were told this is the gallery of the dead. It is a gallery of members of parliament who have died while in service. And just like in the police, just like in the military, they have reserved a special room of honor for colleagues who have died in service. I always believe that this is something that we should consider doing. It binds those of us who are living to colleagues who are gone, and it binds those who are gone to leaders who will come in the future. I want to thank you very much for this opportunity granted to me, and I pray that the bereaved family gain strength from the Lord, and that our dear sister finds eternal rest in the Lord. Thank you.
Koruo, Honorable Jalia Bintu, followed by Honorable Mukula, Honorable Dulu, Kumama. Did I come this side? Yeah, I'm coming.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Death has robbed us a young legislature, Honorable Alupo Faith, woman member of Parliament for Palisa District. Honorable Alupa was a member in our committee. She was very quick to learn. She was very inquisitive and used to talk many things related to industry and tourism in Palisa. On behalf of the people of Toroma, I share the great grief about the loss of Honorable Alupo. And this sudden death reminds me of something, because when I was in the village, I didn't know that we have lost such a great leader. I got news from our local radio FM, but I couldn't believe about the death of Honorable Alupo. I take now this opportunity to request the government to speed up the distribution of masks to the people of Uganda, more especially to the people of Toroma, whom I represent. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Jalia Bintu, followed by Honorable Mukula, Honorable Dulu, Honorable Kumama.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I join my colleagues to pay tribute to the late Honorable Faith Alupo, and I want to extend our sincere condolences from the people of Masindi District and from the Uganda Parliamentary Circle for the loss of our valued member. Madam Speaker, Honorable Alupo, immediately when she was sworn in as a Member of Parliament, we went and met her and interested her to join the Uganda Parliamentary Circle. Madam Speaker, Honorable Alupo was a person who cherished the values and cause of saving culture. And I want to inform this August House that up to the last minute when she breathed her last, Honorable Alupo was our member, and she had saved, and she was that person who did not want to touch her savings. We shall miss her as Uganda Parliamentary Circle, and the Honorable Speaker, as in our policy, when we lose a member, the Uganda Parliamentary Circle contributes 1 million shillings to the bereaved family. At an appropriate time, we shall invite the people who have remained to take care of the family to come, and we hand over this contribution. Madam Speaker, allow me to talk about the non-communicable diseases. Madam Speaker, Uganda is one of the countries which has registered the highest number of cases of non-communicable diseases. And these diseases are not only affecting the older persons, but we are surprised that even the children, you'll find a child suffering from diabetes, a child suffering from pressure. This is something which the government needs to take in interest, especially in developing mechanisms of prevention. Because if we don't handle the preventive measures, then we are likely to fall into a big ditch, Madam Speaker. These are diseases which you cannot see. You just see somebody depreciating. You just see somebody collapsing. Madam Speaker, I want to propose as a parliament that we go ahead in this coming financial year, we go ahead and appropriate enough funds to help Ministry of Health to make sure that they sensitize people on the preventive measures rather than looking at the curative measures. This will help our community and our people to live longer. Madam Speaker, I want to pray that may the Almighty Allah rest the soul of our Honorable Faith in eternal peace. Thank you.
Kula will be followed by Honorable Angelo Dulu, then the Honorable Mwijuke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the entire Agule County, Balsa District, and on behalf of, more specifically, Kogonyo County, that has just been carved out of Agule County, I stand here to support the motion. Madam Speaker, just to note that Honorable Alupo Faith, the late, loved her district. She's a born of Palsa and married to Palsa. She's a born of Palsa County, Palisa Sub-County, but married to Kogonyo County, Ajepet Parish, Kogonyo Sub-County, where I'm her member of parliament. And therefore, she really loved the district. Madam Speaker, this is really a disaster. This is really a great shock to the relatives, to me, to the voters, to the district, and the entire country. More specifically, great shock to the people of Kogonyo County, where they have lost their mother, where they have lost their wife. Right, Honorable Speaker, also to note that Honorable Alupo Faith is my cousin, Honorable Alupo Faith is my leader. Death is really an enemy of robbing such a young upcoming leader who has been naturally calm, naturally loving, naturally advisory, and too patient for life. One thing to note about her, she didn't have quarrels, she didn't have conflicts with anybody, especially her political opponents. You never hear her mentioning anything bad against her political opponents. To the family, the husband, the young kids, the parents, thank you. We were seeing a leader coming up who had a lot of pride and happiness. Please take heart. I know you were seeing the family growing, the district growing, the country growing. Please take heart. God with us. May the soul of my cousin sister rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Angela Dulu. Then, oh, it's on this side. Honorable Mujuke, the chair of WOPA. I've seen you. I've seen you. Ah, okay.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
The masks are really a problem. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the people of Adjumani and on my own behalf, Madam Speaker, I want to say that in this kind of situation, the only consolation we are left with is by our faith that each one of us has been given a piece of work to do by our Creator. It's very unfortunate that we do not know and will not know what amount of work, what work to be done. We get to understand this at the point of our death. Like it is believed by our faith that today that our sister has left us, it is after accomplishing the work that has been given to her by the Almighty God. When we pay tributes like this, it should also act to us as a mirror. It's very important to note whatever has been spoken here, so that for those of us who are still here breathing, it will be advantageous, because whatever we are saying here, apart from the prayers that we offer, is not helpful to the fallen sister. It's only for us who are still breathing. And that's the reason why I said it should act to us as a mirror. Now that today, at the point of death of our sister, these are the things that we share together here. How about when it comes to my time? What will other people say about us? It's very important when you are a believer, when you are a Christian, so that this streamlines the way we do our things, the way we behave, the way we interact with the others. And there, life flows with a lot of intimacy. May her soul rest in eternal peace. I thank you.
Commissioner Mujuke, followed by Honorable Chair of WOPA, Honorable Cooper, Honorable Chekwel, Amoding, Muiru, Senyongo.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker,
Kumama is on this side.
I also stand to pay tribute to our foreign colleague. Right Honourable Speaker, when I was told that she was pregnant and that they had removed the fetus of 8 months and that they are going to be buried on the same day, I felt very bad. However, Right Honourable Speaker, we are concerned by the fact that we serve a living God and that she's going to heaven, and although we fear the way to heaven, but we know we will get there soon. Right Honourable Speaker, I was reading in this book on page 2 and I saw this quotation from Timothy, 1 Timothy 6. We brought nothing into the world and we take nothing out. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Sometimes we fight over earthly things. You see people fighting like they will not die tomorrow. You see people grabbing land like they will not die tomorrow. And when it comes to death, you don't even take an inch. You just go. So every time I go for burial, I reflect and say, I think we must stop these fights. They are not useful. They don't help us. After all, we are all going to die and we shall leave these things here. Right Honourable Speaker, she was not chaotic. I had not met her quarrel with anybody. She was a very simple person, but she was a member of parliament. There are people who are leaders and they really want to be felt. They step on everybody. But death is really very powerful. And that's why when one of us goes, we feel threatened. But again, you hear people say, our good cadre. And when cadres die, then the children start suffering. And then you ask, he was your good cadre, so what are you going to do? I said that when we lost Abiriga. The good cadre has gone, the children cannot be helped. Now another cadre has gone, you'll come here and tell us how she was a very good cadre. 2 weeks down the road, the children cannot get fees. Children of a cadre. I hope now that you have said she was a good cadre, you do something about it, so that we don't meet children suffering. And yet she did her best. I heard people talk about Chankwanzi. She did her best to serve this country and serve the party she belonged to. I want to thank you and also inform you that they have only allowed 70 people to go for burial, which means most of us will not be going. They were told as part of the organizing committee, but we'll see how, on behalf of the commission, to send a message to Parisa. Thank you so much, and may her soul rest in peace.
Thank you. Honorable Chair Wopa, followed by Honorable Cooper, Honorable Chekwel.
Right, Honorable Speaker, talking about the demise of Faith Alupo is talking about a friend, a colleague, and above all, a sister. The time we've been together, Faith has demonstrated selflessness, commitment to both work and family. At 36, Faith has gone too soon. Palisa has lost a servant leader. Her inspiration, wisdom, energy, and enthusiasm to work shall forever be missed. Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the people of Budaka, Wapa, and on my own behalf, I convey my heartfelt condolences to the people of Palisa and the country at large. My thoughts and feelings are with the bereaved family. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Okupa, then Honorable Chekwel, Honorable Moding, Honorable Muiru, Honorable Senyonga, Kumama, and then Ukozu Ganavye Kwaso.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand here to second the motion as moved by the Deputy Prime Minister. Right Honorable Speaker, we are gathered here today again in a very difficult moment because we have lost a colleague and a young colleague who had barely been with us for barely a year. Honorable Faith Alupo was a humble person, and I kept wondering where the humility came from. But Madam Speaker, I just realized when I went through this booklet that she was a daughter, she was a child of a Reverend James O'Kring. No wonder that's where the humility comes from. She was a well brought up girl, lady, and it's very important that we bring our children well. Madam Speaker, on that fateful morning, I was with Honorable Anita Mong when we received a message which had been sent, but which was not clear, that Honorable Faith Alupo needs prayers, the condition is not well, we shall update you. We decided to call Honorable Jacob Opolot and say, brothers, we have lost our sister. So it was just, I think, a humble way of breaking the bad news. It was so saddening hearing that we have lost a colleague at that age. Right Honorable Speaker, when the Prime Minister was moving the motion, is informing the country that the Honorable was undergoing treatment for diabetic and pressure. But over the weekend coming from Teso, I listened to the RDC of Palisa warning people not to come for the burial because our colleague has died of COVID. Madam Speaker, I think we deserve the right information. The right information. Of course, we know the health workers have told us that if you have pre-existing conditions, your case is worse. But I think the issues of public health needs a firm approach because it will help us to understand. It's like, Madam Speaker, we keep reading in the press that 10 members of parliament and staff have been found COVID positive. But we don't know who these are. I think it's just good manners for us to know, such that we get to know whether we have been in touch, in contact with these people, such that we take precautions. Why are we shy? These are issues of public health. We want to protect Ugandans. Let us be honest, let us tell people the truth, what the cause of death is, who is positive in Parliament or who is positive in Uganda, such that we are able to send a right message out there. Of course, Honorable Speaker, it's very pertinent for a husband, like we have heard, that the husband may not be able to attend the burial because he's quarantined. That needs to be cleared. If it's true, then possibly that's a condition of COVID. So, but it's painful to a member. Imagine your spouse is being buried, but you can't attend. So these are very disheartening things. So I think the government needs to come out clear and tell us the truth. But in such situations, the Bible in Psalms 46:1 tells us that God is our refuge in such difficult times, and is our strength, and is ever-present help in such situations of trouble. Madam Speaker, may the soul of Faith Alupo rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. As I invite Honorable Chekwel, I just wanted to comment on what Honorable Cooper said. Indeed, we have had situations where hints are thrown. For instance, some months ago, there was on social media a picture of one of the members saying the member is positive. So as the head of the institution, I waited for official information to tell me that one of your members has tested positive. Can you do ABCD? No one wrote to me, no one telephoned me. When I looked for it, I said, but the member, I read this, is it true? She said, no, me, I'm at home, I'm fine. So now when this one happened, I asked myself, we have tried to be careful. We have got sanitizers with temperature guns. We have sanitizing and washing. Where did it happen? Where did it happen to Faith? Is it here? What do we do? You know, no one has said anything. So that's it's a very difficult situation. Honorable Chekol? Procedure? Yes, Honorable Opendi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is the very first time that we are having a colleague's body in this House, and there is total absence from the Ministry of Health. And yet we expect the Ministry of Health to give us some brief medical report on what could have happened. They are not here, but the procedural point that I'm raising, would it not be procedural right that at an opportune time the Ministry of Health comes and updates the House? Because this kind of statements are not good. It leaves us wondering and also may give false information that may not be correct to the public, that a member died of COVID-19, whereas not. So I was just moving on this point that I think the procedural issue I'm raising, would it not be procedural right that we get a statement from the Ministry of Health at an opportune time?
You know, they are aware, because I told them that on Tuesday we are going to have a tribute, so I expected that someone would be here to give us a post-mortem, but they are not. But we take your point. Honorable Chekol?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to pay tribute to our fallen colleague. On behalf of the people of Queen, Sebei at large, and on my own behalf, I would like to sincerely convey our condolences to the bereaved family, the people of Palisa, the people of this House, and Uganda at large. Right Honorable Speaker, it is very unfortunate that we have lost a very young legislator who was just here for barely 1.5 years. Right Honorable Speaker, we are aware, of course, that to reach this House you pass through so many difficulties, and the family is challenged. The people of Palisa, of course, went through so much, but their legislator has just been here for a very short time. Very unfortunate, my condolences. Right Honorable Speaker, when Honorable Faith came in, we would just pass each other, greeting, plus the smiles, of course, which was actually her signature. But when we were almost passing the creation of this new constituency,